Hello everyone, Exilium here, and today we got the announcement that Florence is the next unit coming out for Girls Frontline 2. Now originally this morning when I kind of went over and reacted to the video to a certain extent, as we all know, from the CN version they do not have subtitles in English, so we can only kind of get information based on what we could see in the video. But now, not that long after they came out with the translations, I was actively at work, so I was not able to go over that yet, but I just got back, so I thought we kind of go over everything announced within that video, like the entire, well, it's not the entire kit, but kind of the whole function of Florence herself as a support unit, as well as other little nice things here. But she is looking like she's, just at my quick glance at her, she's looking like she's going to be a crazy good unit. I mean, Hydro just keeps on winning. So we have, so it's a broadcast just like this, the Bellion Island Shelter. So new doll will be the legitimate wandering actor support class Florence, or also known as PA-15, and her assistant Arios the Bear, which is her summon. And it mentions that she is a summoner unit and she provides Hydro elemental support. We're kind of seeing a trend with Hydro on the summon side of things because Nikita has one and now she has one. Her summon works a lot like Papa Shaw's, but also can take damage for Florence. When Florence or Arios take damage, Arios will counterattack, dealing Hydro damage. So she's almost going to be like a mini tank in that capacity. You're going to want her to be put into the position to take the hits so that she can counterattack. When Arios is on the field, Confectance Index will be consumed to keep it on the field. I noticed this part of it, and if I remember correctly, the Battle Pass pistol actually gives you Confectance Index when you attack. So I think that may actually be very good for her, especially if you don't want to or have the pulls to go for her limited weapon. That might be a good option for her. When Florence uses her ultimate, it deals AoE Hydro damage, resummons Arios, restores her Confectance Index, and enemies will take damage from the skill will be debuffed, increasing the Hydro damage that they take. And then it mentions Think Springfield skill 2, but in a debuff form. So it's basically it's going to pair alongside Springfield. It's not going to be like overlap there. So that's really good. That's the one concern of having another support in the same element is overlap on skills like debuffs or buffs. That would make them a little bit redundant. So at least it's not doing that there, which is really good. Because it's going to be like, there's no way that she can, hopefully there's no way she's power creeping Springfield in that capacity. Then when you have Florence uses her skill 1, it will dispel debuffs like a taunt and flee on the ally and provide a buff called buff 1 here. And then so we have buff 1 will consume a fixed amount of HP from the affected ally. So she's causing the ally to actually get some HP absorbed from them in exchange for a damage buff. When the buff is active, HP lost from both this buff and in battle will increase damage dealt and Hydro damage dealt. So you're basically taking a sacrifice of health to increase your damage. So we'll kind of have to see how much of a health loss that is, because it's basically, it sounds like the damage buff is going to be based on how much HP is lost. So how much are you willing to take a hit for to increase the damage? But then we have the skill 2 here, and this is where it's a little bit confusing on her kit, but they do acknowledge this here, and that is skill 2 will provide an AoE heal and dispel debuffs from the affected allies. Now there was a note here, because we already have Springfield. Springfield is crazy good at healing already. Almost everyone's going to pull at least V0 of her, but I think a majority of people pull V1, and she's just going to be insane. She covers all your healing needs. So that's one area where it's like, well, why do we need a heal on her? And then specifically they mentioned, isn't there a super healer already in the Hydro team at Springfield? Wouldn't this become 2 healers? And then 60, stay tuned to the release of the patch and theory craft something out. Winky face. So I'm guessing there's going to be something that is going to make them pair extremely well together. Or, as we'll kind of see down here, Florence's signature weapon, maybe there could be a different, maybe she might not just be just straight Hydro team. Who knows? But with their signature weapon, it has damage is increased for all allied summons in the field. And so we already know Nikita would love that. This weapon, I actually think because Lainey has a summon, I'm wondering if this pistol will actually be really good for Faye as well. To pair Faye, because Faye's a physical damage dealer. Lainey is a physical damage dealer. And so you're going to pair those two together if you're having a physical team. And so this pistol, from what it sounds like with that buff, will benefit Lainey. But this also makes me think, how much does she impact summons as a whole? Are we working our way towards having something that's not like a mono element, but maybe a mono summon team where you have like Papa Shot, Lainey, Nikita, and all of those people together with Florence, and maybe she does something there. We'll have to see when we get the whole kit. But I could see some stuff happening in that capacity where maybe you have your Hydro team, which might be like a Springfield Tololo that you pair with Klukai, Mishti, Peridia, and then you have your summon team, which has Nikita, Florence, Lainey, Papa Shaw. Maybe you have another team that's all summons. We'll have to see. I don't know. I'm theory crafting myself, but that's what they specifically say here. I'm only getting this hint off of her signature weapon, though. The fact that it buffs all summons. So that's all I'm getting off of that. It's just me kind of thinking outside the box with that. But we have, when enemies have Hydro debuffs, Hydro damage is further increased to do allies. And so, I mean, she is specific to Hydro. So Nikita is going to be like the big benefactor from this. But I'm wondering, because they don't say everything in here, if she can convert damage. Think Mishti converting support action AoE to corrosion. Wonder if she'll have something that converts, or maybe a future character that converts summon damage to Hydro damage. If it's something like that comes out, then now you have your summon team, and they're just a Hydro damage dealing team. Who knows? I'm just theory crafting it, but that's gives me a lot of indicators that that's a potential either now or in the future. Florence will also get a Legacy Girls Frontline outfit. We've seen that in the video. That's like the video gamer one, where she's got like a see-through thing over her, and from what I understand, she's completely nude under it. It's just, in Girls Frontline 1, it's just obscured. You don't have like the dorm feature to kind of look around like people are probably going to try and do when she comes out. I'm guessing she's actually going to have clothes on in Girls Frontline 2. But from everything I've seen, it does look like she is actually naked under that thing. So they're just leaning into it. More and more fan service. And the figure for it looks really cool as well. I'll actually probably buy the figure since she's actually, that's actually coming out in Girls Frontline 2. Then we have the Suomi interchangeable accessory. So if you already have her swimsuit, I think it's like $5 to buy the accessory pack. So they'll have that come out. White one piece. Yeah, so that's all the pieces here. Added 3. This is another big one. 3 new hordes to peak value assessment. I mean, everybody's had that done for a while now. After you hit 60, especially after you got Klukai. After everybody got Klukai, if you hadn't finished it at that point, Klukai just blew through it for you. So I wonder how much more difficult this is going to be. So added the same difficulty selector as expansion drills, difficulty is 0 to 40. So I'm wondering if now you can increase the difficulty of peak value assessment for more stuff. We'll have to see there. Aforementioned 3 new PVA hordes with the difficulty selector will be refreshed every 2 weeks. So I'm wondering, is that meaning like they already refreshed where you don't have to play them, you just get the rewards refreshed every 2 weeks? Or is this meaning it's going to be like new PVA every 3 weeks with a difficulty selector? I really liked PVA. I think it made you have to think out the box a lot in the beginning of the game. It was definitely the funnest part of Girls Frontline 2 in the beginning. Just trying to do it, especially when we're under-leveled for it. Now, it'll be a little bit tricky because it is something, if it's something that you need to do every 2 weeks, it does add some tediousness to the game. So we'll kind of have to see. I'd rather they just add it as like permanent content, being like new ones added every, say, patch versus it resetting every patch. So you always have all the time in the world to do it. You don't feel the pressure to constantly have to do it on a weekly basis. Because you don't want to have so much content that you're needing to do, even though it's good to have a lot of content. You don't want to feel forced to have to do it because it's resetting. But we'll kind of have to see there. Clearing the new PVA hordes will provide 50 each. More rewards if you clear difficulty 18. So we'll just have to see. Maybe it is resetting, but we'll see there. Added oath for Florence, so we'll be able to covenant her right off the bat. So it seems like they're doing that with all new characters now. So eventually we're probably going to be able to oath everybody in the game at some point. And if anyone is wondering, because I've maxed out all my people at this point, so I haven't really spent any money for gifts now anymore. Besides the, like, you get 10 gold ones, I think, when you buy the one pull pack. But other than that, I haven't bought any of the gifts, and I'm getting way more than you need to max out units. And so even if you're free to play, I feel like as long as you're playing on a daily basis and getting all your rewards, you should be able to eventually max everybody out, even if you're free to play. Just because I'm not paying for them anymore, and I'm getting an overabundance of them. Way more than I'll need to max out any new units we get. Added neural expansion key for Andress. So we have Andress's expansion key here. Now, from what I've heard, I've not looked too deeply into Andress's kit, but I've heard this is not really anything special for her. Now, Andress is already amazing anyway, so she didn't really need anything crazy. But, I mean, it's a little bit of a buff, but it may be a waste of your cores, especially as a free-to-play, because Andress doesn't really need this too much, and she's already good on her own. But what this is, at the end of Andress's auto turns action, if it did not deal damage, restore 2 points of Confectance Index to Andress. Before auto turret deals damage to an enemy unit afflicted with negative charge, it'll increase the attack of auto turret by 50%. When allies with positive charge take damage, Andress shares up to 65% of the damage taken. After Andress takes damage for an ally, for every stack of sensitivity existing effect on the field, Andress recovers 0.5% of her max HP. At the end of Andress's action, applies positive charge on the closest ally. So, like, some of these, like, getting that positive charge out there is already easy enough, from what I understand, in the full electric team. Like, she already got enough of the tankiness in there that you don't really need that. And Confectance Index, from my understanding, isn't too much of an issue. So I'll kind of have to see. I don't know. I have not, like, looked heavily into Andress or the electric team at this point, like, heavily, because we haven't needed to. We haven't had Lena come out. We haven't had any of the electric units coming out, so I have not. So I don't know how well this. It's got a lot of stuff in it, which always sounds good, but in practice it may not. But we'll kind of see there. It's always nice though to get the expansion keys, and this also shows she's still a tier 0, like top tier unit in the game, and they are giving her expansion key, which gives me hope for Klukai getting something. Let's see. New season of Frontline Survivors. Love that mini game. That'll be great. It's gonna have Florence in that one. Just keep Klukai in that one. Klukai was so fun in that game. She made it very easy as well. Phase Breakthrough Rework Part 2 will be online. From what I understand, it was really tedious with their last updates, taking way too much time. So they're reworking it some more to make it better. So that'll be great. EX mode will be buffed, more buffs. So they're making the hard difficulty even harder. And I want to make a video on this. I need to go through the information on this and kind of compile it all together. But I do want to go over what EX mode is and kind of the needs in terms of team building regarding that. Because we have Gunsmoke Frontline, which is kind of the core of what you really need units for. But EX mode is now like the new difficulty, and kind of want to think about what you want to get for that as well. Added past seasons of inverse cipher and simulation exercised into the past events. That's nice as well. Does that mean you can get the rewards again if you've already done them, or is it only for people that haven't done them yet that get to do them again? I'm gonna guess everybody can do them again and then get the repeat the rewards. Probably a one-time thing, just like all the event stories they're adding in there. More environmental effects like wind and fog will be added into maps in the future. So more probably elemental interactions. And like I'm saying, this is where we're starting to see how, even though we might, like, she works, like, kind of overlaps with Springfield on the healing side of things, I'm wondering if there'll be some kind of interactions that you maybe don't want to go straight mono hydro. Who knows? We'll kind of have to see. I do like the direction they're going with that, though. So we have that. Added fully voiced past doll greetings like birthdays, Christmas, New Year, etc. in the Elmo server room. So we got some more voicing in there. Altered Gunsmoke Frontline scoring mechanics. When you kill the boss, you will instantly get the maximum possible score. No need to show mercy until turn 7 anymore. I didn't even realize that was a problem, that you wouldn't get max points if you didn't kill it on the last turn. That's kind of funny. Okay, so that's a fix for the whales. So there you go, whales. Man, I mean, the one time I killed them, it was on turn 7. it's crazy to think trying to kill him earlier. I mean, once you get like the full, like if I get a max dupe Springfield with her weapon and all that, I think it'll be a little bit easier for me to kill at least with my main core team. But other than that, it's still not even going to be close. Added a platoon chat system. That's nice. So you can talk with your platoon members, which, yeah, I mean, majority of mine aren't on my friends list because that thing got full up real quick in the beginning. Improved aiming. Improved aiming and boundary push. That's good there. And then they have Yoohee's outfit Miracle Sweet Year figurine. Oh, that's what I was wondering. Oh my goodness. They're making a figure of this. Oh, that thing's gonna sell. One thing I was wanting was more Girls Frontline 2 figures. I'm still waiting on that Clue Kai one. But I'm not, like, there's tons of Girls Frontline 1 figures, but I'm not part of the generation that played that game. While reading the lore and stuff on it, I didn't play that game. I don't have the history with the characters in that game in that capacity. I want the figures on their Girls Frontline 2 looks, which is one reason that I'm actually looking at getting the figure. There is a figure that is like this model, because this is originally a Girls Frontline 1 look. I'm thinking of just getting that one because she's going to have it in the game. And it's only like $100. But it is nice. This one, yeah, I'll probably end up getting that one. Yoohee's got one of the top-notch skins in the game. We have that. And it kind of shows some more pictures. So here was the weapon. We saw all this in the video there. So yeah, that was that. You got like her swimsuit going on with all its little changes there. Oh, this is the, oh, is this the, okay, I think we saw this. So this is the new PVA where you can add more difficulties to it. I wonder if they'll put them onto the older ones. And we'll kind of have to see there. Andress is, yeah, we already seen that one. Yep, so I think, is this might be the past event thing. But then, yeah, figure announced right there. Sweet. Man, they're going to make me go broke. Especially if they do, like, the $300 to $400 figures. Because I've seen, Nikkei has some of those ones that are, like, $400 or $500. And they're, like, they're big ones, too. They're, like, 1/4 size. The Clue Kai one, I think, is 1/12. So it won't be insane in cost. It'll probably still be, like, $300 for the whole thing. But at least it's not going to be, like, $700 if it was, like, a 1/7 model size. So we have small questions and answers. Stop setting up the plot. Let's pad out 45 knee already. Don't let 45 knee hear that, else your nose will get broken. I have no idea what that means. Someone can let me know in the comments. I mean, we don't know where they're at in the plot. I haven't paid attention to the story in terms of what's going on in the story on NCN. So I'm guessing that might have to do something in it. I mean, you can let me know in the comments if it's something that I should know. Now, IDW win. We need some mascots. Receive this wish for IDW. She's already in all of our games after all. When can this wish be fulfilled? We can't say when today, but you guys notice that our old friends like Florence, Diane, Jayu, Ressi, etc. We pretty much are very, very familiar with them. We'll have more old friends appear in the Girl Frontline series games in the future. Please look forward to it. Don't know who IDW is. You can let me know in the comments, but I'm guessing it's an important character within the game that people are wanting. Yes, bring them back. I saw 2 Yuzhongs that night. Since when have you become a god? Okay, I have no clue there. Okay, some weird on the question and answers there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Overall, everything looks good. This does kind of have that feeling of like a little bit of a filler patch. Definitely better than our Yoohee patch right now, which is like a true filler patch. Probably because we're leading up to half anniversary on our side. But overall, it doesn't look... I mean, it looks like a lot of good stuff here. I like the mini game. You got the Oath. You got the expansion key. More PVA. I mean, PVA is going to be great. I wonder if we'll get that early. I mean, like I said, with that signature weapon really makes me think that's the direction they're going to go with future units instead of outright power creeping, because eventually we're going to have full teams of an element. We already see that with electric. And then at that point, if you add another unit that fits into that element, someone else has to be pulled out to put them in. So even if they're kind of a different role, the problem is you are power creeping someone to an extent. This might just be a way they can do it without complete power creep. And that, yes, maybe we're going to start having Hydro get maxed out where we have more than 5 units that fit in the Hydro team, but now you're having them offshoot into other teams. So we have Nikita, and so you'll have like Nikita and Florence will be like part of a summon team, and then you can have like Tololo and Springfield be your extra turns Tololo heavy damage Springfield team. I'm just kind of throwing ideas out there. So they may be going that direction where now we're going to have like a summon team start to come together. Maybe you'll have somebody that can convert summon damage, which will make all of them do Hydro damage with summons, regardless of who they are. So maybe you have a Hydro damaging Papasha. We kind of see this with Corrosion with AoE support actions, like I mentioned. So it's part of the possibilities, and I really like that idea. I like that they won't just outright power creep if that's the direction they go. It's just kind of a different direction, because we could very well see, we already know with Papasha, they have a debuff that requires 6 members on the field to trigger a debuff. Just imagine if they have a boss that requires, say, 10, and you have to use 5 units with summons to have 10 units on the field. I don't think they'll go that crazy, but I could very well see them do something similar, where the summon team just dominates the boss in a pure summoning goal, or pure summoning team. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's everything that was translated out of it. We don't have the kit yet. I'm guessing we'll see that in the next couple days, and we'll go over that when that comes out. But that's it for now. If you like my content, if you could like, comment, subscribe, it really helps, and thanks for watching.